let's settle down and take our seats because it's time for our very fun lesson today. If you are in this class, that means you have been selected to compete for your school's Geography Bee. So this is a study prep class to help prepare you not just to compete against each other, but all the students at all the other schools. Doesn't that sound like so much fun? My name, let me get my pen over here. My name is Ms. Geo. Let me write that down for you on the board. Ms. G-E-O. Miss Geo, that's me. And today we are just going to start with basic facts about the United States. I've got my lovely map up here and we're gonna go over all of it. So let me grab my pointer, put you back, and let's go over the names of each and every state. First of all, do you know how many states there are in the United States? Yes, there are 50. That is correct. That's why you're here. Oh, also, just so that I can remember all of your names and maybe some of you don't know each other, I wrote you guys, let me borrow yours, Candy, thanks. I wrote you guys some name tags that are all on your desks, just so we don't forget each other, right? There you go. Perfect. Okay, let's go over our 50 states of the United States of America. We have Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, New York, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, and West Virginia, North Carolina and South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, Wisconsin, Illinois, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Iowa, Minnesota, North Dakota and South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, Utah, Arizona, California, Nevada, Oregon, Washington, Alaska, and Hawaii. Perfect. I'm glad you guys all know it. Now, very quickly, let's make sure we know all of our capital cities of the United States, because obviously those are going to be on our Geography Bee this year. First of all, make sure you know the capital of the entire United States, which is Washington, D.C. It's located right here. It's just one city, so it looks very small on our map. But let's go over all the states again with the capitals this time. So the capital of Maine is Augusta. The capital of New Hampshire is Concord. The capital of Vermont is Montpelier. You can remember that easily. Vermont, Montpelier. The capital of Massachusetts is Boston. Let me enunciate that clearly for you. Boston, Boston, Boston. The capital of New York is Albany, Albany. The capital of Rhode Island is Providence. The capital of Connecticut is Hartford. The capital of New Jersey is Trenton. The capital of Pennsylvania is Harrisburg. Harrisburg. The capital of Delaware is Dover. Remember, D for Delaware, D for Dover. The capital of Maryland is Annapolis. Mary is a girl's name. Anna is a girl's name. Maryland, Annapolis. The capital of Virginia is Richmond. The capital of West Virginia is Charleston. The capital of North Carolina is Raleigh. The capital of South Carolina is Columbia. Columbia, not like the country in South America. This one is C. Let me write it for you. Pen. C-O-L-U-M-B-I-A. Columbia. Columbia. The capital of Georgia is Atlanta. Atlanta. And the capital of Florida is Tallahassee. 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 The capital of Alabama is Montgomery. Montgomery. The capital of Tennessee is Nashville. The capital of Kentucky is Frankfort. The capital of Ohio is Columbus. So don't get that confused with Columbia. Columbus, Ohio. Columbia, South Carolina. Right? Remember, it's ending in an A if the state ends in an A. If not, it's just Columbus. This is an easy one. The capital of Indiana is Indianapolis. Indianapolis. The capital of Michigan is Lansing. Lansing. The capital of Wisconsin is Madison. The capital of Illinois is Springfield. The capital of Mississippi is Jackson. The capital of Louisiana is Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge. The capital of Arkansas is Little Rock. The capital of Missouri is Jefferson City. The capital of Iowa is Des Moines. Now let me spell that for you in case you don't know how to spell it, because the way it's spelled is nothing like how it's pronounced. It is Des Moines. So this is Des Moines, so you want to cross off this part and this part, Des Moines, to get the right pronunciation. Des Moines, Iowa. The capital of Minnesota is St. Paul. St. Paul. The capital of North Dakota is Bismarck. Bismarck. That's right. The capital of South Dakota is Pierre. Pierre. The capital of Nebraska is Lincoln. Lincoln. The capital of Kansas is Topeka. Topeka. That's right. Here's another very easy one. The capital of Oklahoma is Oklahoma City. That's right. Very simple, right? Oklahoma City. The capital of Texas is Austin. 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 The capital of New Mexico is Santa Fe. Santa Fe. That's right. The capital of Colorado is Denver. 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 The capital of Wyoming is Cheyenne. Cheyenne. The capital of Montana is Helena. 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 The capital of Idaho is Boise. Boise. Let me spell that one for you too, just in case you don't know how to spell it. Boise is how you spell it. Boise. The capital of Utah is Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City. The capital of Arizona is Phoenix. Phoenix. The capital of California is Sacramento. 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 The capital of Nevada is Carson City. Carson City. The capital of Oregon is Salem. Salem. The capital of Washington is Olympia. Yes, Olympia. Very good. The capital of Alaska is Juneau. And I'm going to spell that one for you too. It's just pronounced Juneau. Juneau. And then who knows the capital to Hawaii? That's right, it is Honolulu. Honolulu. Great job, everyone. Does anyone have any questions before we go any farther? Anyone? All right, great job. I hope you have all been writing down the ones you don't know or aren't terribly familiar with in your notebooks, because you will definitely need to know all the state capitals. Making sure I have enough before the geography bee. Let me clean my board, because next we're going to go over some questions you might be asked on the geography bee. Remember that a geography bee is just like a spelling bee. You will go up one at a time and be asked a question. If you get that question correct, you go on to the next round. If not, then you don't, until we narrow it down to just one person who goes on to compete against the one student who won at all the other schools. Then you go against the school districts, then the national competition. So I really hope you all make it. That would be amazing. Or not you all. We're a team, right? One of us is going to win. I hope that we cheer that person on. All right, so I have your Geography B study book here. We're going to go over the United States quiz questions today. And please, if you guys have any questions at any point, please put your hands up and ask. I will gladly help you. All right, so I'm going to ask you all some questions. You can just shout out the answers for now. Next class will come up one at a time, just like in the real bee. Today's it's the first day of studying, right? We're going to take it easy. All right, our first question says, Death Valley, which contains the lowest point of the United States, is located in which state? That's right, it is in California. Death Valley is right around here in the Mojave Desert. The lowest point in the United States. That's another thing. If you didn't understand or know what that means, it means that here is sea level, there's the mountains, and below that is below sea level. The lowest point below sea level in the United States is right here in Death Valley. It also gets very hot there. That's why they call it Death Valley. Next question. Which city is the largest city in Kentucky and the home of the Kentucky Derby? That's right, but it is pronounced Louisville. Louisville. So you can probably get away with saying Louisville, but it's pronounced Louisville. It's here in Kentucky. Can you see the horse on my map? That's because this is where the Kentucky Derby takes place, in Louisville. Okay, I'll spell that for you. It's, there we go, spelled like this. So it looks like Louisville or Louisville, but it is pronounced Louisville. Louisville. There's a lot of places in the U.S. that aren't pronounced anything like they're spelled, so it's good to know which one is which, right? All right, the next question. The second largest state in area of the United States is which state? If you don't know, take a look. Which one do you think is the largest? Oh, some of you got it right. It is Texas. Now, on this map, Alaska looks a lot smaller than Texas, but Alaska is about this big. It is absolutely huge. It is so big that they had to shrink it down to fit it on this map. It's a very, very large place. So Texas is number 2, even though on most maps it looks bigger than Alaska. I assure you, Alaska is far bigger. Next question. The smallest state in area in the United States is which state? That's right, good job. It is Rhode Island. You can see it right here. It's a tiny, small place, Rhode Island. Yes. Oh, yes. By area means the size of it. So if you were to get a ruler and measure the size of the state, you would be figuring out how large it is by area. The other way to determine how large a place is by population. Or you would say one state is more populous than another state. That just means there are more people living in the more populous state. So if it says by area, that means how big it is, like in actuality, right? Next question. Which state is located between Kansas and Texas? Let's look at the map. Which state is located between Kansas and Texas? That's right, it is Oklahoma. Very good, it is Oklahoma. Next question. Located in Alaska, which mountain peak is the tallest in the United States? That's right, it is called Denali. Denali is right here in Alaska. There's a picture of it right here next to this friendly bear. It did used to be called Mount McKinley, that is true, but the name has been officially changed to Denali, which is what the local people of Alaska have been calling it for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So that's what we call it now too. Next question. Which of the Great Lakes is the largest? Let's learn about the Great Lakes if you don't know. You can see them up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They are Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, Lake Ontario, and Lake Erie. You can see the Niagara Falls right here too. Very beautiful waterfall on the border of the United States and Canada. So which one is the largest? Very good. It is Lake Superior right here. Lake Superior, one of the largest freshwater lakes in the world. Next question. Lake Tahoe lies on the border of California and which other state? Let's take a look at California. You can see it borders 3 states. Does anyone know where Lake Tahoe is located? Very good. It is right here in this little bend of the state. So the border of California and Nevada goes right through the lake. And let me write out that name for you because it has a sort of unusual spelling, but it's very easy to pronounce. It is Tahoe. There is an E at the end. It is silent. It's just Lake Tahoe. Lake Tahoe. Very big skiing place. Lots and lots of skiing and snow sports there. They even had a Winter Olympics there one time. Next question. Lake Okeechobee, the largest lake in the southern United States, is located in which state? Lake Okeechobee. I'll write that one out for you, don't you worry. It is located in Florida. It is up in the northern area of Florida that we call the Panhandle. If you imagine you're holding a frying pan, there's a handle sticking out. You can see the Florida Panhandle. There's also an Oklahoma Panhandle. Can you see it? It looks a little bit more like an actual pot or pan, doesn't it? But let's write Lake Okeechobee on the whiteboard. Perfect. It is, let me double check, Okeechobee. Lake Okeechobee. Very good. If you ever want me to spell anything, just shout it out and I'll write it up there so we all know the correct spelling. Next question. Which state is the westernmost in longitude? Longitude, good question. Longitude and latitude helps us read maps. So there are invisible lines around the globe that are only drawn on maps. Latitude goes up and down. Longitude is the long way. So by longitude, if you were to look at a longitudinal line, which state would be the farthest, what did it say? West, the westernmost. Very good. It is Alaska. Alaska is located, if Canada was included here, Alaska would be up about here. It would be up pretty high on the map. So it is much farther west than, say, Hawaii, which is out in the Pacific, or any of the West Coast states. Typically, the West Coast states are considered Washington, Oregon, California. Next question. Let's see. The Columbia River forms part of the southern boundary of Washington and which state? The Columbia River. So let's find Washington. What state makes up its southern border? That's pretty easy, isn't it? It is Oregon. So this right here is the Columbia River. Columbia River. You can't see them on this map, but the Rocky Mountains come right down through here. All rivers on this side flow out to the Pacific Ocean. All rivers on this side flow out toward the Atlantic Ocean or the Gulf of Mexico. So you know that the Columbia River is going to flow this way to the ocean, not the other way. Let's see what's next. The city of New Orleans lies along the delta of which major river? The city of New Orleans. That's correct. It is the Mississippi River. So you can see it on the map. It flows, making up the borders here. It flows out there, and that's where you'll find New Orleans at the very end along the coast of the Mississippi River. It's very easy to spell Mississippi. M-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-P-P-I. Mississippi. Next question. Which coastal New Jersey city is known for its casinos? Which coastal New Jersey city is known for its casinos? You know, I'm actually glad none of you know which city that is. You're a little too young to know about casinos. It is called Atlantic City, and it is located on the coast of New Jersey. It has a lot of casinos and fun beachside things to do there. Atlantic City. Next question. In which southern state did President George W. Bush serve as governor? That's right, he was governor of Texas. Very good. You won't necessarily have to learn all of the U.S. presidents, but it's helpful to know some of the more important ones, or at least the presidents from about the last 100 years or so. Next question. Which large lake is adjacent to the city of New Orleans? Adjacent means next to. It's a fancy word. That is Lake Pontchartrain. I'm going to have to write that one out for you too, aren't I? Yes, Lake Pontchartrain, right over by New Orleans, the largest city in Louisiana. But remember, it's not the capital. Baton Rouge is the capital, right? So let's write out Lake Pontchartrain, and train, just like a train. Lake Pontchartrain. Pontchartrain. Very good. Next question. Which state borders 4 of the 5 Great Lakes? Now remember, here are the Great Lakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which state borders 4 of them? Very good. It is Michigan. You can see the state of Michigan is here, and then the lakes split it in the middle. This is also part of Michigan up here. So yes, it borders Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, and Lake Ontario. Very good. Next question. Which state has the capital of Bismarck and is located east of Montana? Interesting. Who remembers which state's capital? Let me rephrase that. Who remembers what state has the capital city of Bismarck? Very good. It is North Dakota. So it is located east of Montana, and the capital city is Bismarck. Next question. Which region is an elevated area between the Wasatch Range and the Sierra Nevada? Does anyone know? It is called the Great Basin, or the Great Basin Desert. It's located right here within Nevada, between the mountainous regions. It is the largest desert entirely within the United States. Next question. Let's see, let me find a good one. Oh, this one's very important. Which national park is located in northwestern Wyoming and was the first national park established in the United States? Correct, it is Yellowstone. Yellowstone National Park is located here. It goes a little bit into Idaho and Montana, but most of it is in Wyoming, and you can even see here on my map the Prism Lake. It is a highly hot volcanic spring. If you touch this, you will not come out of the water, so please don't try to swim in it. But it makes beautiful, beautiful colors, all the colors of the rainbow you can see in that. It's a very beautiful place. Next question. Let's see. Which California valley is responsible for most of the nation's grapes? Does anyone know? It's very easy to remember. It's called the Central Valley because it's located in the center of California. Here's the coast. Here's the mountains. In the middle is the Central Valley, and that's where they grow a lot of grapes and make a lot of wine. Next question. Which state has Columbia as the capital city and lies along the Atlantic Ocean? Who remembers which state's capital is Columbia? That's right, you remembered. It is South Carolina for Columbia. And as you can see, it's along the coast of the Atlantic Ocean. There we go. Next question. Which state's capital is Lansing and is known as the Wolverine State? That's right, it is Michigan. You remembered. Michigan is here, and there's a little car on there, and that's to represent the city of Detroit, Michigan, which is best known for making cars. Isn't that interesting? Lots and lots of cars made in Detroit, Michigan. Next question. Which territory is not part of any state and is located between Maryland and Virginia? Very good. It is Washington, D.C., our nation's capital, right here between Maryland and Virginia. Correct. Let's see. Which city is the capital of Illinois and the burial place of Abraham Lincoln? You got it. It is Springfield. You remembered. Springfield is the capital of Illinois, and you can see a picture of President Abraham Lincoln right there because that is his burial place. Next question. Which U.S. state is composed only of islands? Composed means made up of. So which U.S. state is made up only of islands? Can you guess? That's right, it is Hawaii. Is an island chain. It would be about here in the Pacific Ocean if my map was long enough. Next question. The cities of Mobile and Montgomery can be found in which state? Mobile and Montgomery. That's right, it is Alabama, because the capital of Alabama is Montgomery. You can also find the very large city of Mobile there as well. Next question. What is the easternmost of the 48 contiguous states? Let me explain what that means. Contiguous states means put together. So the 48 states are the states you can see all here on this map. Hawaii and Alaska are not considered part of the contiguous United States because they don't touch the other states. That's simply why. So technically, because the world is round, Alaska is so big that it is technically also the easternmost state because it crosses over the date line of the globe. We'll talk about it when we look at the globe. But of the 48 contiguous states, which one is the most east? Very good. It is Maine. That's right. They usually don't try to trick you with questions like that. They tend to keep it simple. That's why it says contiguous United States. Next question. Crater Lake, the deepest lake in the United States, can be found in which state? Crater Lake. It is found in Oregon. Very good. It's here, and you can even see a picture of Crater Lake right here, the deepest lake in the United States. It's called that because it used to be a volcano, and now it's a crater filled with water, so it's a lake. Crater Lake. Next question. Which state has the longest coastline? So which state has more space touching the ocean than any other? Very good. It is Alaska because, as you can see, all of this and all of the islands touch the ocean. So Alaska has the longest coastline. Next question. The Ohio River forms the boundary between Indiana and which state to the south? And no, not Ohio. Remember, they're trying to trick you. It's called the Ohio River, but it says it's the border between Indiana and which state to the south? That's right, so it is Kentucky. The Ohio River comes through here until it meets the Mississippi River. Next question. Which river forms the boundary between Vermont and New Hampshire? Between Vermont and New Hampshire, right here. It is called the Connecticut River, after Connecticut. Very good. Let's see, next question. Let's see, I've already covered that. How about this? The Golden Gate Bridge and the Bay Bridge are located in which city? That's right, it is in San Francisco, which is here in California, and you can see the Golden Gate Bridge depicted right there. Next question. Which state is located between Georgia and Mississippi? Let's take a look at the map. Which state is located between Georgia and Mississippi? Of course, it is Alabama. Alabama. Next question. Which national park is located in South Dakota and is known for its fossils? It is called the Badlands National Park, here in the south of Dakota. In South Dakota, right? It is called the Badlands. The Badlands. It's very rocky, very dry, but a very cool place to explore. Next question. This is another important national park. Active volcanoes Kilauea and Mauna Loa are located in which national park? Volcanoes Kilauea and Mauna Loa. They are in Hawaii Volcanoes National Park in Hawaii. Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. I'll write those volcano names out for you, no problem. No problem at all. They are, see, it was Kilauea. Kilauea, make sure that I get it right, yes. Kilauea and Mauna Loa. Kilauea, Mauna Loa. Very good. Perfect. Next question. I need to go to the next page. Which city lies on the opposite river of the Mississippi River? I said that wrong. Which city lies on the opposite side of the Mississippi River from Minneapolis? Minneapolis. That's right, Minneapolis is in Minnesota. So the city on the other side of Minneapolis is called St. Paul. St. Paul, right about up there. They're known as the Twin Cities because they are right next to each other with just the Mississippi River right in between. Next question. Let's see. Theodore Roosevelt's ranch forms much of Theodore Roosevelt National Park in which state? Does anyone know where Theodore Roosevelt National Park is located? It is located actually in North Dakota. Up in North Dakota. President Teddy Roosevelt had a ranch there that he owned. He loved it so much that he decided to preserve the area forever as a national park. Next question. Let me find some good ones. Some of these are a little too easy for you guys. Let's see. The Gateway Arch is a major monument in which Midwestern city? The Gateway Arch, that's right, it is in St. Louis, Missouri. And you can see a picture of the arch right here. The city lies along the Mississippi River. And so does the arch, actually. It is right on the bank of the river. Next question. Let's see. Oh, which mountain chain will you find the Allegheny Mountains? The Allegheny Mountains. Very good. It can be pronounced Appalachian or Appalachian, depending on where you're from in the U.S. But they run along here. They're a very, very old mountain range. The Appalachians, or if you're from that part, the Appalachian mountain range. Let's see. Which city is the capital of Maryland and the location of the United States Naval Academy? Does anyone remember the capital of Maryland? Very good. It is Annapolis, right? Mary and Anna, two sisters. Maryland, Annapolis. Very good. Let's see. In which state are you more likely to find a bayou? A small, swampy body of water. A bayou. That's right, it is Louisiana. Very good. You learned that from Princess and the Frog. I love it. You can find bayous in Louisiana. Next question. The Mall of America, the largest shopping center in the United States, is located in which state? Does anyone know where the Mall of America is located? It is actually in Minnesota. Right up there. Minnesota. Minnesota. Next question. For more than a century, people immigrating to the United States arrived at Ellis Island, located in the harbor of which city? To immigrate means to move from one country to another. So for many, many people, when they moved from places, mostly from Europe, because they were sailing across the Atlantic, they would come to Ellis Island in, that's right, New York City. They would come right up here. You can see the Statue of Liberty right here is right next to Ellis Island. So the first thing that people would see when they arrived in America was the Statue of Liberty, welcoming them to the United States. Next question. Let's see. In which state would you find the Hartsfield Atlanta International Airport, one of the world's busiest airports? That's right, it is in Georgia because it is the Hartsfield Atlanta Airport. So it is down here in southern Georgia, in the capital city of Atlanta. Very good. I'm sure most of you know this one. Walt Disney World is located in which large Florida city? You got it. It is in Orlando. Orlando is about here in Central Florida. Orlando is where you can find Walt Disney World. Next question. In which state is Mount Rushmore located? Mount Rushmore. Very good. It is in South Dakota. You can see it depicted here on my map. This is Mount Rushmore in South Dakota. Next question. Phoenix, located on the Salt River, is the capital of which state? Phoenix is the capital of, very good, it is the capital of Arizona. That's right. Phoenix is the capital of Arizona. Next question. In which state is Mount St. Helens located? Mount St. Helens. It is in Washington. And you can see it right here. Mount St. Helens is a big, active volcano. It actually exploded in the 1980s and was a really big boom. Next question. Which state has the capital of Montpelier and is located east of New Hampshire? You remembered it is Vermont, because Vermont, Montpelier. So that is Vermont up here. Next question. The Kennedy Space Center and Cape Canaveral are located in which state? That's right, they are in Florida. There is a big space center in Alabama as well, but Cape Canaveral is located within Florida. Next question. Which city is the capital of Connecticut and a major insurance headquarters? Who remembers the capital of Connecticut? Very good, it is Hartford. Hartford in Connecticut. Next question. Let's go to the next page. Which city is the capital of Louisiana and means red stick in French? Very good, it is Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge, the capital of Louisiana. Next question. Which waterfall is located on the border of Canada and New York? You remembered it is Niagara Falls. You can see it depicted right here on the border of Canada and New York. Very good. Next question. The Declaration of Independence was signed in Independence Hall, located in which city? Does anyone know? It was Philadelphia. Philadelphia in Pennsylvania. You can see here the Liberty Bell is located in Philadelphia. That's pretty much where the United States was created, in Philadelphia. Next question. Let's see. Kansas City is found in both Kansas and which other state? Let's take a look. Here is Kansas. Kansas City is on the border of Kansas. The other Kansas City is on the other side of the border. Which state do you think it is in? Very good. It is in Missouri. There is a Kansas City, Kansas, and a Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City, Missouri is far larger than Kansas City, Kansas. When people usually talk about Kansas City, they're talking about the Missouri one. Next question. Omaha is the largest city in which state? Omaha. Does anyone know? It is in Nebraska. Omaha is the largest city in Nebraska. Next question. This is very important for American history. The Pilgrims landed on Plymouth Rock in which New England state? Does anyone know where Plymouth Rock is located? Very good. It is in Massachusetts. Right about there. It is in Massachusetts where the Pilgrims first settled, the first successful settlement of the United States. Next question. Ooh, we were just talking about this. Which state is the largest in area east of the Mississippi? So remember, area means size. So which is the biggest state by size east of the Mississippi River? You can see it actually comes down from here. Which state is the largest in this section of the United States? Very good. It is actually Georgia is the largest state in area. A lot of them are very small compared to the states on the other side of the Mississippi. Isn't that right? Next question. Which city is the most populous in Colorado and is known as the Mile High City? Very good. It is Denver. Denver, located right about here, so in Colorado, and it is the capital. That is right. Let's see. Let's find another good one. We just answered that. Let's see. In which California National Park will you find the country's highest waterfall and El Capitan? Well, very good. It is Yosemite, and I'll write that out too for you guys. Yosemite is located right about here in California. It has many, many amazing natural features, including Bridal Veil Falls, the highest in the state, and you can also find a mountain called El Capitan. It's very distinctive. All right, so that is Yosemite. Yosemite. Very, very good. There we go. Next question. The headwaters of which major river is located in Montana? Does anyone know the river that begins in Montana? Very good. It is the Missouri River. So the Missouri River begins here and flows down to here and eventually meets up with the Mississippi River. It is the longest river in the United States. Next question, also important for American history. In which Texas city would you find the Alamo? The Alamo. It is San Antonio in Texas. There's no picture of it, but there is a cute Texas Longhorn on there. Very cute. The Alamo was it became a fort during the War for Independence for Texas. Texas used to be its own country. They freed themselves from Mexico. There was a big battle in San Antonio at the Alamo. The Mexicans won. The Texans rallied back and fought for their independence and soon became part of the United States. Next question. Let's see, which state is the principal source of oranges in the United States? Where do most of the oranges grown in the United States come from? Very good. You noticed it is in Florida. You can see a little orange right there because that is where most of the country's oranges come from. Let's see. More about American history. Which southern state was the first to secede from the Union and began the Civil War? So that means when the Civil War began between the North and the South, the southern states left the United States. They seceded to form their own union. What was the first state to go? It was actually South Carolina. South Carolina was the first one to leave. Next question. Which city was the first capital of the United States? What was the capital before Washington, D.C.? And, oh, you got it, never mind. I was about to explain it, but you got it. It is New York City, right here. That was the very first capital of the United States, before it was the United States. Well, before it was the modern United States. Next question. Which Missouri city is a country music resort? Which Missouri city? So not Nashville. Nashville's in Tennessee. Right, it is Branson. Branson is in Missouri. A big tourist city with lots and lots of country music. Let's see. Let's see. Which mountain range runs along the California and Nevada border? Very good. It's easy to remember. It's the Sierra Nevada mountains. So you know they're along Nevada. The Sierra Nevadas come along here. And yes, it is not pronounced Nevada. It is pronounced Nevada. Anywhere else in the world, if you see this word, it's pronounced Nevada. No, it's pronounced Nevada. Unless you're referring to the U.S. state, then it's Nevada. So if you see a place like this in mostly Spanish-speaking countries, it's pronounced Nevada. But in the United States, it's pronounced Nevada. So they are the Sierra Nevada mountains. Same for Colorado. Anywhere else you see this word, it's Colorado. In the United States, it's Colorado. Like I said, we pronounce things a little differently in America, don't we? Let's see. Next question. Let's see. Let me find a good one for you guys. How about which state was ceded by the United States by Spain? So which state used to be owned by Spain and they gave it to the United States? Right, it was actually Florida. Florida right here. Used to be part of Spain. Can you believe that? In which state will you find Mesa Verde National Park, home of the prehistoric cliff dwellings? Mesa Verde National Park. It is in Colorado. So it is up kind of in this area of Colorado, in a very mountainous area. Graceland, Elvis Presley's estate located in Memphis, can be found in which state? In which state can you find Elvis Presley's house called Graceland? Right, it was in Tennessee. In Tennessee is where you can visit Graceland. And we have time for one more. The United Nations is headquartered in which city? So the United Nations is a big organization where all the countries of the world send people to come together and talk about issues about the world. Their headquarters, which are in the United States, do you know what city it is in? It's in a very big city. Very good. It is in New York City. This is where you can find the headquarters of the United Nations. All right, that is all we have time for today. It's time to send you all back to your classes. Tonight, and before we meet again, take some time to find a map of the United States and just make sure you have as many states memorized as possible, and especially the capital cities. You heard how important those are, right? And if you have any questions, if you think of any, just write them down. And when we meet again, I'll ask, did anyone think of any questions? And we'll go over them at the start of the lesson, okay? So, no pressure. The geography bee is meant to be a fun experience, not a stressful one. So don't work too hard, but you still have to put in work if you want to be the winner, okay? So, thank you guys. Let's stand up nice and quietly, and let's make our way back to our classrooms. Let's follow me. Come on.